Now today we are going to discuss the lecture number 3 under the course of knitted and non-woven fabric technology. Now course code for this particular course that you know very well, that is a 22357, and the course abbreviation, that is a KNF. Now before moving ahead to this particular lecture, we will summarize some of the points regarding our previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we have seen various ways to produce the fabrics. The typical ways are weaving method, then after the knitting method, then after the non-woven method. These are the very well known, commercially popular methods to produce the fabrics. Now also we have seen the formation of loops and intermeshing of loops are very important for the fabric formation. Without loops we cannot able to form the fabric, and without doing it intermeshing we cannot able to join the two loops. Hence we are not in a position to produce the fabric. Now also we have seen intermeshing is a withdrawing process. It is a intermeshing of one loop with another loop, means what? Withdrawing one loop, new loop from the old loop. It may be from the front side, it may be from the back side. We have seen this also. Then after, loop is also known as a stitch. So sometime it is referred as a stitch. While learning this particular course we may refer loop as a stitch, but you do not get any confusion. Loop is also known as a stitch. Also we have seen the loop consists one head part, then after the two legs parts and two foot parts are there. We have seen with some diagrams, and we have seen how the new loop is going to intermesh with the old loop. Then after, we have seen the principle of intermeshing involved formation of loops and intermesh with each other. Now there is one video which tells you how to or which is going to explain you the formation of loop and the formation of the intermeshing. So try to see this video and try to observe the actions very carefully, because once you see this particular video you will get a very clear idea of knitting, how knitting is going to take place. So I am going to start this video, so try to see this video.
A knitted fabric is made of one long strand of yarn, looped backwards and forwards through itself. This makes it more stretchy and snugly than woven fabric. It's a simple enough process, except that something, or somebody, has to hold on to each loop until the next one comes along to hold it up. Otherwise, the whole thing comes undone.
Again I am playing this video.
A knitted fabric is made of one long strand of yarn, looped backwards and forwards through itself. This makes it more stretchy and snugly than woven fabric. It's a simple enough process, except that something, or somebody, has to hold on to each loop until the next one comes along to hold it up. Otherwise, the whole thing comes undone.
Okay. Now from that particular video, it is a very much clear, that is if you are going to see in that particular video, the two persons are there, these two persons are going to form the loop, and meanwhile they are going to intermesh the loop also. Okay. Now here in that particular process, we have seen one person is going to form the loop and another person is going to do the intermeshing. So here loops are very essential and intermeshing work is very essential to form the fabric. Now let us, in the today's lecture, now let us concentrate what are the various aspects we are going to learn. That is the basics of knitting. This is what today's our agenda to learn. Now today we are going to learn definition of the knitting, then after the classification of the knitting, then after the definition of the weft knitting, definition of the warp knitting. Now let us start with the very first number, that is the definition of knitting. So knitting, it is a process of making the fabric. So it is a process which is going to produce the fabric. How it is going to produce the fabric? By interlooping of a series of loops. By interlooping of a series of loops. So here we are not going to mention only one loop is there. So here to produce the knitted fabric we require a series of loops. So when we are connecting, we are interlooping the series of loops with each other, that time we are going to get the knitted fabric, and this entire process is known as a knitting process. Sometimes this interlooping is also known as intermeshing. So we can say interlooping or intermeshing of series of loops. So in nutshell, if I am going to define the entire knitting process, it is a process of making the fabric by interlooping of series of loops, or you can say by intermeshing of series of loops. So you can use interlooping or else intermeshing. So this is what the knitting process. Now let us see what are the various types of the knittings. Now broadly, if we are going to classify the types of knitting, the knitting is going to classify in the two category. One is a weft knitting, second one is a warp knitting. Now what is meant by weft knitting? Now here if you are going to see in this diagram, so this diagram, in this particular diagram, the diagram is more related to the whatever video right now you have seen. Now here n number of loops are there and those all loops are connected with each other. So whatever structure you are seeing in the particular slide, that particular structure belongs to the weft knitting. So if I am going to define the process of weft knitting, now it is a process of manufacturing the fabric. It is a process of manufacturing the fabric in a horizontal and spiral direction, in a horizontal and in a spiral direction. Now what this horizontal and spiral direction is going to indicate? Now you try to recall that video, whatever video we have seen right now. In that video, if you are observed very carefully, the formation of one yarn and the formation of loop, that is in the horizontal direction, and connecting those new loop with the previous loop, that is in the spiral manner. So here the loops are formed in a horizontal direction and these are connected to each other in a spiral manner, and this knitting is known as a weft knitting. So once again I am going to define, this is a process to produce the fabric. How we are going to produce the fabric? In a horizontal direction. The formation of loops process is a horizontal direction as well as it is a spiral direction, as well as in a spiral direction. Now here loops are formed in the filling direction and they connected to each other in a spiral manner. So filling direction, that is what in the weft direction, and weft direction is always in the horizontal direction, and because of that the name of this particular knitting is a weft knitting. As such, we are not going to form any wefts in the weft knitting, but still the name of this particular process is a weft knitting. Why it is a weft knitting? Because the process of forming the loops and the process of joining the loops, that is in a filling direction, that is in the horizontal direction, and because of that this is known as a weft knitting. Now formation of new loop process and intermeshing, it is a sequentially and simultaneously in a horizontal direction. So whatever formation is there, formation of loop as well as the intermeshing process, that is a very sequentially and simultaneously. What is meant by sequentially? Sequential means what? At a time we are not going to form all the loops at the same time. One by one we are going to form the loops. Initially we are going to form the one number loop, second number, then after we are going to produce, then after we are going to produce the third number. So likewise we are forming the loops and interconnecting these loops with each other. That is your sequentially we are going to connect. So this is what a weft knitting. So once again we will summarize what is a weft knitting. It is a process of producing the fabric, or you can say the manufacturing the fabric in a horizontal and in a spiral directions. And why it is known as a weft knitting? This is known as a weft knitting since the direction of forming the loops and the direction of connecting the loops, that is in the horizontal direction, and horizontal direction is a filling direction, and filling is known as a weft, so that this knitting is known as a weft knitting. Now coming to the warp knitting, now try to observe the structure, try to observe the diagram very carefully in the slide. Now we will have a observation, you try to concentrate on the white yarn. The way white yarn is going to run from bottom to the top, that is a vertical upward direction, that is a vertically it is going to move in a upward direction. So here in the case of warp knitting, here formation of loop, that is in the vertical direction, the formation of loop, that is in the vertical direction. Now see, it is a process of forming the fabric. Once again it is a process of forming the fabric. How we are going to form the fabric? By formation of the loops and connecting the loops in a vertical direction. So this is very important. This is a major difference between the warp knitting and weft knitting. In the weft knitting we are forming the loops in a horizontal direction, where in the case of warp knitting we are forming the loops in a vertical direction. Now however, the running direction of the yarn, that is upward in a lengthway and a zigzag direction. If you are going to see the what this statement is saying, if you are going to see the diagram, whatever white yarn is there, white yarn is not going to travel a very straight in the diagram, it is running somewhat zigzag fashion. So lengthway, it is running in the lengthway direction. If you are going to see, this is what running in the lengthway direction, but along with the lengthway direction it is also traveling from zigzag, from right left, right left, right left. So this is known as a zigzag direction. So this is known as a warp knitting. Now once again, as such there is no any terminology is a warp in the case of warp knitting. So also here also we are saying that warp knitting. Why we are saying this warp knitting? Since the loop formation direction and the connecting the loops to each other direction, that is a vertically upward lengthwise direction, and as you know very well, the vertical direction, that is very popularly known as a warp direction, that is a vertical direction, and because of that the name of this knitting process is a warp knitting. Now once again we will summarize the definition of the warp knitting. So definition of the warp knitting, it is a process of forming the fabric. How to form the fabric? By connecting the loops in a vertical direction and in a zigzag direction. So this is what your warp knitting. Now coming to the another topic, now let us discuss what is the major difference between the woven and knitted fabrics. Now in the particular slides, some measures are differentiated in a particular slide. In a right, in a left way, it is a woven fabric details. In the right direction, it is your knitted fabric details. Now if you are going to see in this both the partition, at one place woven fabric structure is there and another place knitted fabric structure is there, and we will see one by one differentiate between the woven fabric and the knitted fabric. Now very first one, that is a limited stretch is there, and here in the case of knitted fabric, that is a more stretch is there, point number 1. Now here limited stretch. Now limited stretch means what? Now hold the woven fabric in your hand and try to pull in a either lengthway direction, either widthway direction. So preferably you try to pull in the widthway direction. So apply the some forces. Now what you will realize that the woven fabric is not going to stretch at all. Even though it is going to stretch, but the stretching percentage, that is very less. That is you can see in this diagram, that is only the 20%. So 20% extension, that is a maximum extension in the case of woven fabric. But if you are going to see in the knitted fabric, the more stretch is there. In a similar way, if you are going to hold the knitted fabric and if you are going to apply some forces in the width way direction, now definitely when you are going to apply some forces in the width way direction, you will feel that the total stretch is very much higher compared to the woven fabric. And why this is higher? In the diagram you will see that the loop shape is there, and what that loop shape is going to try when we are going to extend it, it is going to come to in the straight position when we are going to pull, and definitely this is going to extend more than 300%, more than 300%. So here very first important point, very first differentiate point between the woven fabric and the knitted fabric, that is, in the case of woven fabric it is a very limited stretch, in the case of knitted fabric it is a more stretch is there. Okay, now okay, it is a fine about the stretch. Now second point, that is a high elastic recovery and incomplete elastic recovery. Now see here, it is a high elastic recovery. Now elastic recovery from its stretch, we can say. Now if you release the fabric, then you will realize that woven fabric come to its original position. Very quickly it is going to come to its original position, so it is having a high elastic recovery is there. Whereas if you are going to see the knitted fabric, they are going to come to its original position, but the original position, whatever original position, after recovery we are going to get, there is a difference, that is an incomplete elastic recovery. So completely we are not going to get the original shape. So whatever shape we are going to get, that is incomplete. So knitted fabric are not going to come to its original position, because of that we can say incomplete elastic recovery is there. So this is another differentiate point between the woven fabric and the knitted fabric, that is high elastic recovery and incomplete elastic recovery. Now third point, that is a rigid and poor drape, and here in the case of knitted fabric, flexible and comfortable. Now woven fabrics are very rigid in nature and knitted fabrics are very flexible in nature, and woven fabrics having a poor drape is there, where these are having a very excellent drape quality is there. Now we can say another fourth number point, that is the woven fabrics are very tight in nature, whereas the knitted fabrics are very open in nature. If you are going to see the above structural difference between the woven fabric and knitted fabric, you will find out woven fabrics are very tight, since two sets of yarns are there, warp is required, wefts are required, and these are viewed very tightly, whereas in the case of knitted fabric everywhere loop is there, and loop is since it is a curvilinear shape, so definitely if you are going to see the structure is very open in nature, and because of that these are very much comfortable. This is the reason why knitted fabrics are very comfortable. The reason is what? The structure is very open in nature, whereas woven fabrics are very tight in nature. Now another differentiate, you can say both side appearance is same, especially we are going to talk about the plain view. If you are going to take the plain view of the woven fabric, you will feel that the both side of the fabric is the same. Both side, if you are going to see the face side, if you are going to see the back side, both sides are the same. Whereas the knitted fabric, both sides are not the same, especially single jersey fabric. On the face side it is somewhat differ, on the back side it is somewhat differ. Now another differentiate, you can differentiate with respect to the thickness. Now in the case of woven fabric, the thickness of woven fabric is very low, the thickness of knitted fabric is very high. Now why this thickness is very low? The reason is what? The one warp and one weft both are going to interlace with each other. So joining point of warp and weft is only two joining points are there. Whereas in the case of knitted fabric, the thickness is more. Why thickness is more? Because here the way the loop is going to interconnect with each other. So whatever joining points are there, at the joining point the total thickness of that knitted fabric is 2 into the original yarn diameter, single yarn diameter. So here the thickness is twice to the woven fabric. Now here, now if you are going to compare, now while comparison you keep some points in your mind that this comparison is based on the same count. Now for example, now you are going to produce the woven fabric with a 40s count. Now with the 40s count, warp is 40, weft is 40 and plain view is there. Now whatever thickness we are going to get, similar fashion you knit the fabric with the 40s count and try to compare this knitted fabric with that 40s woven fabric. You will find out the thickness of this knitted fabric is higher than the woven fabric. And why this is higher? The reason is what? While joining, while at the intermeshing point, whatever thickness is there, that is 2 into single yarn diameter. So because of that the thickness is very high. Then after come to the next point, that is a lower extensibility and higher extensibility. So we have seen the stretch. So extensibility is very low in case of woven fabric. In case of knitted fabric, these are the very highly extensible fabrics. Then after come to the another low tear strength is there, higher tearing strength is there. Now tear strength means the strength required to tear the fabric. Now what is a tear? Tear means what? You are going to learn this concept in the textile testing course. Tear means म्हणजे फाडणे. एखाद्या गोष्टीला आपण जर फाडताना आपण जर जुने कापड घेतले आणि त्याला जर फाडायचा प्रयत्न केला तर त्याला आपण टियर करतो. दॅट इज व्हॉट अ टियरिंग स्ट्रेंथ. ओन फॅब्रिक टू हॅव द व्हेरी लो टियर स्ट्रेंथ अँड knitted fabric is having a very higher tearing strength. Now once again another differential point, that is a lower air permeability and higher air permeability. Now woven fabrics do have a lower air permeability. Now what is the air permeability? Is ability of the fabric to pass the air, this ability. So here since the structure is very tight in the case of woven fabric, and since structure is very tight, very limited air is going to pass from one side of the fabric to the another side of the fabric. So because of that the permeability of air is very low for the woven fabric, whereas for the knitted fabric, since the structure is very open and air can pass from one side to the another side very easily, since the structure is very open, and because of that the air permeability of the knitted fabric is a very high in nature. Now coming to the poor drape and good drape, another differentiate. Now poor drape means what? Now what is a drape? Okay. Now drape means what? You try to hold the fabric on your hand, okay, or else you take the example of the tablecloth. Now when you are going to put the tablecloth on the table, you will find out at the edges, okay, at the edge, take the shape of the table, exactly shape of the table, then the fabric is having a very good drape. Or you can say in another word, the drape is what? Ability of the fabric to fall down under its own weight, okay. So poor drape, the drape of the woven fabric is very poor, whereas the drape of knitted fabric is very good. So it's having a shape fitting properties there. So drape concept, we are going, details of the drape concept we are going to learn in the textile testing subject. Then after another differentiate point we can say, that is a minimum shrinkage and a high shrinkage is there. So shrinkage level in the case of woven fabric, that is very minimum. Why it is a minimum? The reason is what? Whatever stresses are generated while weaving the woven fabric, these are the very low, or in fact it is a very low, and there is no any scope is there to come the warps to come to its original position. There is very limited scope is there since the structure is very tight. Whereas in the case of knitted fabric, the structure is very open and whatever stresses are generated in the knitting machines, so when we are going to dip this particular fabric into the water, the entire fabric is going to shrink. So shrinkage is very much higher in the case of knitted fabric. The shrinkage is very limited in the case of woven fabric. Now another differentiate point, you can say better iron retention property, and here iron retention and air retention properties are very poor. Now better iron retention property means what? If you are going to see that, have you seen anywhere anybody is going to apply the ironing on the knitted fabric. No, we are not going to apply any ironing for the t-shirts fabrics. So directly we are going to wear on our body. Okay, but own fabric, it do requires ironing. Without ironing, somewhat it is a feeling of that own fabric is very crushy, whereas knitted fabric did not necessary for the ironing, so there is no any need of the ironing, and iron retention properties are also very poor. So these are the some differential point between the own fabric and the knitted fabric. So thank you.